I've got it on Facebook Marketplace. It was quite a story. The guy who I bought it off was uncomfortable giving me his address. And he was like, I don't want to give you my address. How do I know you're not scamming me? And I was like, how else do you propose that this transaction takes place? Unless you want to bring it to my house. Anyway, I ended up giving him a picture of my driver's license, my phone number, and my address. And I transferred him the money like a week before this got picked up. So yeah, at this point I was thinking, mate, I think you're scamming me. Anyway, it turned up. I didn't get scammed. Facebook Marketplace can just be so wild, can't it? But it was worth it. I've got this. So I've been Google Lensing it. It seems to be quite common in South Africa, so I don't know if it's like from South Africa, made in South Africa, South African design or whatever, but I like it. I like the detail. I think the shape is going to be really good for an oven cleaner project. I'm really excited to give it a go. So I hope it works. I have got two things of oven cleaner. I hope it's enough. I've put it outside so that I don't have to worry about the fumes. My plan is to spray it. It seems like online everyone says 20 minutes is the amount of time you need to keep it on for. I suppose I can always do a second go at it if I think I need to, but my plan is to then just hose it off. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a close-up look at this beauty. This type of foot of the cabinet is called ball and claw, so that's something that you can type in if you were looking for something similar online. You can see on the top that it's been very scratched up and it's just worn out and tired. It just needs to be freshened up. I must admit I did consider actually using like restorer finish to bring this back to a dark colour. I was really undecided about it, but I just really wanted to try this oven cleaner technique, you know. And how good is this? These notches in the back are cut out for the cords of lamps to come through. So I started to wipe it down just lightly, just to get that layer of dust off it. But I realised I had a problem. As I looked at the handles, I realised that in order to remove them, I needed a flathead screwdriver, and I didn't have one. So for some reason, I cannot find a flathead screwdriver. I can't even find a flathead drill bit. So to save going to the hardware store, I'm asking ChatGPT how brass is going to react, because oven cleaner goes on all sorts of metal things, like it goes on an oven which is made of metal and it doesn't damage that, it cleans it. So does brass fall into that category? I'm asking ChatGPT, if I spray oven cleaner on brass, will it cause damage to the brass or just clean it? Will any reactions or damage take place? ChatGPT says spraying oven cleaner on brass could potentially damage the brass, as oven cleaners are typically designed to dissolve grease and grime, which might include the protective patina on the brass. It's best to avoid using oven cleaner on brass and instead opt for a cleaner specifically designed for metal surfaces to prevent any potential reactions or damage. I'm gonna do it anyway. I just think it's probably a worthwhile experiment to see what will happen to it. I don't mind if it looks aged. I'm not trying to keep it perfect, and ChatGPT might be assuming that that's my goal. So I'm gonna do it with all of this on it and see what happens. I'm gonna have to embrace whatever happens anyway. One thing I really like about this cabinet is the detailed handles and little keyholes. I feel like I paid £70 for this plus delivery. I feel like just buying these handles would probably cost about that, like quality brass fittings are. Also, it's got dovetail joints, and that's just another thing. Like the thing that I already have in my bedroom has no quality like this. This is like a piece that's worth owning, you know, and hopefully I don't ruin it. This is the last opportunity to appreciate this in its current state. Wish me luck. So looking good. In total, that took me 6 minutes to spray, and so now I just need to wait for a further 14 minutes before I hose it down. I'm so impatient. It's literally been 5 minutes and I'm just staring at it. Like, I just hope it works. It does seem like there are bits, like it's sort of fading down, so like there are gaps there. There wasn't a gap there before. I would have never done that. And then, uh-oh. Should I just add a little bit more here? Like I didn't do these undersides. because I didn't put the drawers in properly. What's wrong with me? I'm staring at this cabinet while I wait for it to do its thing. I did do this from the Facebook Marketplace images, is look it up on Google Lens just to see if it has any value. It's a bit late if it does. I found an identical one with Google Lens, and this is for sale in South Africa. I think that this one actually is a bit taller, but it's the same. This is quite funny. It was for sale for 4,000 South African rand, and when you convert that into pounds, it equals 166 pounds, which is hilarious because I actually paid 70 pounds plus 90 pounds delivery. That's crazy how coincidental that is. So I've managed to pay the going rate for this piece of furniture, including delivery. In US dollars, that amount, just so you know, that amount in US dollars is $211. So like for 200 US dollars, this still is like, you know, a good deal. So I'm definitely happy with it. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. It still looks pretty dark to me. And I think I need to like do a test and maybe leave it on for a bit longer, I think. It's still, like you can see it sort of eating away at it a little bit, but it sort of has been disappearing at the same time. I just think I need to leave it for a little bit longer. Like it's not fully, I'm just gonna leave it for like 5 more minutes, maybe. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I might as well just top this up, because if I'm gonna need to do a second coat, like, let's just make it happen now. I don't want to do a second coat of this, you know? I really hope I don't have to. So let's just go for it. I'm just gonna see what happens. I only waited like 2 more minutes before I started to hose it down. Now you can definitely see a lot of that brown colour from the stain coming off. But as I was hosing it, I was like, this still is completely dark brown. Like, I don't think this has worked. I think I'm definitely gonna have to do a second coat. But spoiler alert, I did not need to do any more oven cleaner after this. It worked so well. Just wait and see how it dried. But before it dried, I thought I massively stuffed this up. I could see some of the gunk still on the surface, and so I used a scraper to take it off. But I couldn't do it everywhere. I could only really do it on the flat surfaces. And so as it started to dry, the top looked a completely different colour to the rest, and I thought, oh my god, I've stuffed this up. I'm gonna have to do like 2 layers of oven cleaner on the rest of it, but not the places where I did the scraper. And I was just like, oh, I've really stuffed this up. But I hadn't. This was not a stuff up. It was fine. But I still had a bit more waiting to do to find that out. So from my research, it turns out that this wood is called, I think, Imbuya wood. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT actually how to pronounce it. Imbuya. So I have Imbuya wood. Now I've also asked ChatGPT for 5 interesting facts about Imbuya. It says it is a colour chameleon and that it is famous for its colour changing properties. When freshly cut, it appears a pale yellow-brown, but over time it undergoes a fascinating transformation, darkening to rich brown or even black hues. This colour evolution adds to the allure of Imbuya furniture. Number 2 is the distinctive aroma, and that's really interesting that it's saying that, because I've noticed even despite being covered in oven cleaner, it smells incredible. I would go so far as to say it's the best smelling wood that I've ever smelled. It really is an aroma. The other things it's saying is that it is known for being particularly hard and limited availability. It comes primarily from South America, particularly Brazil, but due to over-exploitation and deforestation, the supply of Imbuya wood has become limited over the years. As a result, it has gained a certain exclusivity and desirability among collectors and enthusiasts. So I'm sorry to any collectors or enthusiasts who might be triggered by what I'm doing to this. And then it also is used for musical instruments, including guitars. So that's interesting. It is a really beautiful wood, and that just makes it even more special knowing about that wood, you know?
Radio up and the blinds pulled down. You love it when nobody's around. I wanna call out round town, but you bite my lip, don't make a sound. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you. So give me a minute to catch my breath. Take what's yours, I'll take what's left. I'm used to coming up second best. Always fail to pass the test. I'll be damned if I'm leaving without you.